It was interesting to see that breadth of people in the room. So you had the CPG clients, you had the agency, you had the retailers, and you had some of the publishers. So the most lively conversation that we had today is how can brands connect better with consumer in a world where they don't own the relationship with the end consumer.
I think it's harder and harder for brands to get the attention of their customers. There were a lot of really clever answers and really clever suggestions. A retailer has to think about what the retail experience is and this idea of retailtainment, because people are still shopping in brick and mortar, and what's that experience you're going to give them when they actually walk in the door?
What I was fascinated by the fact was that there are marketers in every single vertical industry that are largely trying to deal with the massive disruption that we're all facing. I also love the fact that we're all still very focused on the fact that consumer is driving the change. It's all about meeting the consumer's needs, not necessarily responding to the latest whistle or fancy toy that's out there. It's all about making sure that we meet the consumer's needs.
So one of the things that we're seeing with consumer attention is that it's shifting to voice technology. People are using voice assistants more, and so that's why we created the Johnnie Walker skill that helps people understand the differences between Johnnie Walker Red, Johnnie Walker Black, and Blue through a guided tasting on Amazon Alexa. So as we continue to see that consumer attention shift to voice technology, we'll be there to be where our consumers are.
The variety of technologies that have been introduced, from voice technology to like scanning technology to payment technology, and I think the evolution that we're going to see on the technology front in the coming years is going to be, game-changing for retail and for commerce.
And I think there's a level of trust that will need to come into play before brands get too far, and it's interesting to hear people's perspective about what is too creepy versus what is actually helpful and functional. I think it's fascinating that different consumers actually want to see ads. They just want those ads to be really targeted and personal to them, but they're open to it. So to me, that's a very big shift from even a few years ago where people didn't want any ads at all, versus being open to it if it makes sense for them.
Brick and mortar will still remain a core part of the way that our consumer experiences and engages with our brand, but that retail experience needs to evolve for the modern consumer and the technology that's out there in the world. Consumers are also increasingly diversifying where they're getting our product from. Is it online? Is it being delivered to them? So what the consumer wants, the industry needs to ensure that she's able to get it that way.